Hey guys, Mr. Happy here, and today going to be going over the preliminary patch notes for patch 2.5. These just came out Friday morning, January 16, 2015 at 8:30 a.m. as you can see right here. I'm going to be going over these, I'm going to give you my thoughts, my analysis on some of the changes coming to the game. And remember, if you want to check out all these patch notes, you can just go straight to the lodestone, or you can check the description of the video where I will include a link to these patch notes. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. Now, right off the bat, we have main scenario quests, and I'm going to go over these names, what they could mean, anything along those lines. I would like to point out, though, that there's only 8 of them, which I'm pretty sure is less than we've had in like every other patch before this. So hopefully that means it's mostly cutscenes, it's mostly important stuff, not a lot of fluff. That's been a problem in the past, and I'm hoping that it's not a problem here. New Chronicles of the New Era quest. This is mostly just the World of Darkness quest, as you can see. The first 4 quests here, up to the Gift of the Archmagus, is here. However, Fear and Odin in the Shroud is most likely the quest you'll have to do if you want to unlock Odin, Earth's Fount, to fight in the new patch. Now, one thing I want to point out, and a lot of people kind of ignored this, there's a quest in the Waking Sands that eventually ends with a quest called All You Wanted to Know About Odin. If you haven't done that, go to the Waking Sands, find the quest there that unlocks the Odin quest chain, and you're going to want to try and complete that before the patch comes out. Now, if you don't, not a big deal, it's not a very hard quest anyway, just can get it done before the patch, why not? We have the new Hildebrand quest. We have 5 new quests right here. Not going to go too much into those. We have the new Delivery Moogle quests. We have new side quests. Now, Wanderer's Palace and Amtapor Keep are right here. That's nothing new. We knew those were new dungeons being added to the game. But this quest, required level and location, actually requires the 6 primal mounts that you can get right now. Now, not only, I'm pretty sure those mounts have had their drop rate increased in patch 2.5. I know they were increased in 2.4. But not only that, but it seems that the mount you'll be able to get from this is called a Kieran mount. Now, I don't know if that's another pony. I don't know what this quest actually requires you to do. But I'm interested to see what this mount actually looks like. I only take that from the achievement section where it said obtain the Kieran mount. Achievement name was Ichiban. So I'm curious to see if it involves these mounts and you know, what it actually looks like. Is it a manticore? Is it a pony? Guess we'll just have to wait and see. Upon completing the quest, just tooling around, players can acquire about master crafting tomes and tools by speaking with Guiding Star in Mordona at Revenant's Toll. One thing I'd like to point out, there are new crafting main hands, it seems, this patch. They're called the Lucis tools. I don't know. I'm not a big crafter. I don't know if that's a step up from the Supra, if that's a new offhand. Considering they just got new offhands to like Pentameld, I'd hope it's not a new offhand because that would be a slap in the face. It might be though. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. They also added new rewards for the Ixal Daily Quest and reduced some of the difficulty on some of the components that you can craft. Leave quests also had an interesting change. Abandoning a leave quest, as long as you've completed it at least once, will refresh the available rewards. It doesn't refresh the available leave quests, which I originally thought was for that purpose, so people could get through their Animus leaves a little faster. But it seems that it's just for the sake of refreshing the rewards until you get something that you really want. I don't know. I didn't know that was something a lot of people did, but that's because I don't really do leave quests all too often on my main character. So it's pretty normal that I wouldn't know that. Now, they added a few new things to Grand Companies and Free Company interface. Now you can set if people can use the Ethereal Wheel or Dispatch Retainers, which are 2 new features we're going to be talking about in a second here. They also removed the guest book management. I didn't even know that was a thing, so my bad. Fertilizing crops in your garden of your Free Company will no longer result in the message being posted in the activity window. I never checked the activity window of my Free Company interface, but I'm sure that would be annoying. Oh wait, yeah, that is annoying. I have checked it before. Good. It just floods it with everything. So they added a few new things to Free Company housing, and I already know what these kind of do. So the Ethereal Wheel is something that you can place on your estate grounds. The wheels accumulate energy over time, and eventually they turn into a Grand Company, into a Free Company action, my bad. They can be crafted with alchemy, and basically you just put them there, you set your desired wheel on the stand, you basically craft the stand and you put the wheel on the stand, and then the wheel accumulates ether over time. When it's finished, you can take it out and turn it into a Free Company action, as you see right here. We thought it was going to be like this whole crafting system where Free Company members came together, or at least they originally said they were going to have that in 2.5. Maybe we just read a little bit too much into it, but this doesn't seem to be anything relating to that. So it's just a way to get free Free Company actions as far as I'm concerned. Another thing that can be done, and they've been talking about this for a long time, is that you can actually dispatch retainers to your estate grounds outside of the hall. And what this allows you to do, 1, 2, or 3 retainers can be placed on a small, medium, or large, is the retainers sell items at your free company house. So if you're a free company that's widely known for, you know, selling certain things, this seems to be another way to do it. We don't know about any taxes that are going to be incurred based on where they were actually deployed. If they're deployed strictly to the grounds and they're not deployed to the market board, which it says kind of like it's not that way. It says they're listed for sale on the market, which means they don't have to be bought here. It's just an interesting thing. I wonder if people are ever going to go house to house to check what they're selling. I don't know that they will, because that this isn't Final Fantasy 11 or 1.0 anymore. I don't know that people are that terribly interested in running around checking the retainers of everybody else to see what they want to buy. Position of the targeting arrow has been changed to the Chocobo stable. Selecting a culinary furnishing will display a dialogue prompt to confirm the parameter bonuses. Attempting to feed a Themnarian onion to a stable Chocobo that will not get a rank will now display a dialogue prompt. Good. I'm sure there are people who have wasted Themnarian onions on that. We have 2 new hairstyles being added to the game, and then some hairstyles are being shared across more races, as you can see down here. They're also changing up Revenant's Toll, which means the NPC Azina is going to be moved as well. If you need the locations, they are just right here. They specifically gave the location of the buildings that are being changed as well. Now, one thing that's big, and I don't want to gloss over it, changing classes or jobs in a sanctuary will no longer incur a penalty to action cooldown. So, if you're in Mordona and you want to change jobs to go do something in Duty Finder, now you don't have to worry about all your cooldowns being off. That's it. They'll be good. I'm glad. That's a good change. They spoke about that a while ago, and I'm glad to see that they went through with it in sanctuaries. That'll even help newer players on certain things when they're leveling up. So then we have the new dungeons being added to the game. Now, all 3 of them have an average item level of 90 or above to enter, which is kind of what we expected. It's around the area where we expected we would need to be for these. Now, patch notes may have messed up a little bit. I'm pretty sure this is World of Darkness gear, and they put it below the dungeons. Maybe by the time this comes out, they'll have been switched around. I was pretty sure this was World of Darkness gear. Everyone's been saying it's World of Darkness gear. In fact, I'm pretty sure an official post from Square Enix said this was World of Darkness gear. So that's just in the wrong spot for this patch note. Also, Earth's Fount, the fight against Odin. Now, we were wondering if it was going to be Odin Hard and Odin Extreme, what was going on. It seems it's literally just one difficulty, Odin Extreme, and it's got an average item level of 95 or above to enter. I'm pretty sure that's Shiva Extreme's requirement as well. So I'm guessing we can expect them to be on similar difficulty grounds. Maybe people who fought him at the fan festival, like myself. The shirt's a little bit worn out, but whatever. There we go. I beat Odin. So, apparently, we'll be able to fight him. He's been upgraded a little bit. He's a lot bigger. He's probably a lot stronger. And, of course, you have to complete the quest like we said before. Battle in the Big Keep against Greg Gilgamesh. Now, this isn't really Gilgamesh Extreme. They said it wouldn't really be. It's just the 8-armed Gilgamesh fight, so it's probably going to be mostly for fun. Considering its average item level is about the same as the dungeons, I'm pretty sure it'll be around that point anyway. And then we have a mystery trial. We've been wondering, what is the mystery trial? Is it Enkidu? Is Enkidu part of that? We pretty much know Enkidu is probably going to be part of the Gilgamesh fight. So this fight is a complete mystery. Most importantly, the prerequisite quest is the main scenario quest on the counteroffensive. So means it's going to be a new main scenario fight that's going to be added to the trial section of the Duty Finder. Good. We haven't had a new one really other than the dungeons in a long time. And again, it means there's probably less fluff in the quests and more fighting and more cutscenes and more action, which is great because we're coming towards Heavensward. We want all that. We want more action. We want all that stuff. Average item level is 90 or above, just like Greg and the new dungeons. So it's probably in a good spot. Also, it's the same as the World of Darkness, which is right here. Average item level 90 or above. So they're probably all about the same difficulty. Party role requirements, it will be 1 tank, 2 healers, and 5 DPS per alliance again, just like the Circus Tower. Labyrinth of the Ancients, sorry, your 2 tank thing is totally going out the window. Again, I think that this is actually the new dungeon gear, and that the World of Darkness gear, what is that Rogadin wearing? Let's move on, shall we? Let's get that off screen. Okay. You can receive only 1 reward per week, so there is still the weekly lockout. But we were told that the Carbon Twines and Carbon Coats would sit on a different weekly lockout than the World of Darkness gear. There's no mention of that here. There's not even a mention that the Carbon Twines or Carbon Coats are going to be added to the World of Darkness. So I'm interested to see if they're going to be there when the World of Darkness comes out, or if it's going to be something that comes somewhere down the line, you know? Also, a new item called an Allegan Catalyst has been added to Labyrinth of the Ancients at Circus Tower. Seems it's a lot easier to get in Labyrinth of the Ancients, probably because they really want people to do that. And then you can only get it from Circus Tower after defeating Amon. So, I wonder if that's for the ethereal wheel or if it's for just a new crafting item or something along that lines. I'm sure we'll find out when the actual items are added to the patch notes in the final patch notes. First time bonuses are being added to a bunch of stuff. The old expert roulette, which is being added to the high level roulette. Snowcloak says Tasha and Karn. We have Shiva Hard, Shiva Extreme, and Ultros. And then even the final coil now has a first time bonus. I don't know if second coil back in 2.3 before it was added to the duty finder, I don't know if that had a first time bonus then, but you know, whatever. I mean, if you're a group going through it for the first time, now you get some bonus soldiering out of it. So more rewards, always a good thing. The number of tomestones received from dungeons has been adjusted. I'm sure that means that some of the easier ones had theirs reduced again, and some of the other ones just maybe some slight changes. Again, that's something we'll have to wait and see. New stuff being added to the duty finder. Now, we've got the new duty roulette for front lines, which is interesting because the new mode is called Slaughter, which is awesome because I just want to kill people all day. No, we'll get down to that, the new mode, in a second. New raids, the new trials include Earth's Found Battle at the Big Keep and the new main story one, and the new expert dungeons, Amdaport Keep, Wanderer's Palace, and Keeper of the Lake, the hard modes, of course, excuse me. So now there's also a wait function in the low level. That's cool. I'm not against that. I didn't know. Oh, I guess that's okay. Yeah, because sometimes you want to close the window, but you don't want to withdraw. I understand that. I understand that. So in order to prevent players from unintentionally withdrawing from duties, a confirmation window will now be displayed when selecting withdraw. That I'm okay with. Normally, I'm not okay with extra menus, but that I'm okay with because I've seen people do that by accident a lot. Confirmation window will now be displayed when summoning a Chocobo companion while you're registered for duties. That's also good instead of just automatically taking you out of the duty finder. Would still like to do both of those things at the same time. I'm a new player. I just got this Chocobo. I want to level it, but this dungeon's really... I guess I'll just have to wait in the queue for 90 minutes and my Chocobo can just go sit in a corner somewhere. Sounds great. Okay, we'll get it one day, guys. One day. They changed the roulettes. Obviously, you're going to have to unlock the new expert dungeons. One day, I just want them to have more than 3 dungeons in the expert roulette. I'm not alone in that, guys. We all want more than 3 dungeons in the expert roulette, guys. Just leave Snowcloak, Tasha, and Karn in the expert roulette. I'm okay with that. I hope you guys are okay with that, too. So that was really where all the changes are on the top of Battle at Big Keep. And the new one, the new main story one, will be added to the duty roulette for trials. So that's going to be cool. At least that means we'll probably get a little bit more use out of it. Dragon's Neck is also in there as well. So we have item level sync system's been reinstated. If you forgot, they actually removed it from certain dungeons before. It was an item level sync of 110 for some of the older dungeons, but they removed it because there were certain problems with materia infused gear where the materia itself wasn't working. They seem to have fixed that, and they're now back. So if you were having fun stomping on all these dungeons in your full 130 gear, you're gonna have to tone it down and just stomp it in 110 gear now. In the event that all party members are incapacitated during the following trials, you'll get the Echo. That would be Shiva Hard, Shiva Extreme, and that's it. But one of my favorite new things, we got a new PvP mode this patch. Nothing too fancy. They just took the Cardinal Flats map and they changed the rules. They changed around the way that it's played, and let's go over it. It's called Slaughter. Borderland Ruins Slaughter. Players who have yet to unlock Frontlines can do so by unlocking it here. That's just a friendly reminder that you can unlock it in these areas. It's letting you know that you can speak to these NPCs to gain access, or you can use the duty finder once you've spoken to those NPCs. Now, here's the big thing. It's got a 15-minute time limit. That's it. That's a really short time limit. I know it's normally like 30 minutes. That means these are going to be really fast games, I hope. So participating in the Borderland Ruins, players can queue in the front lines or in a party of up to 8 players. There's no role restrictions. All party members must be affiliated with the same grand company still. Not a big fan of that. This would have been a good opportunity to remove that kind of thing, but people have that kind of pride. I think now it's more of a pride thing. It's less of a problem, but still, I would like to see more PvP modes that aren't grand company reliant, you know? To improve matching efficiency, 72, 3 teams of 24, or 24 combatants may be matched together depending on the number of available participants. It seems like there's no 48. There's no in between, so you can't get that. Interesting. Role requirements. Also, there's a bunch of things here about, you know, when undertaking the duty, utilizing the item level sync, gear exceeding the maximum item level will be reduced. Players who abandon the front lines will be penalized and unable to register for front lines for 30 minutes. And while participating in campaign, players can receive but not send messages via free company and link shell chat. Just a friendly reminder about the way that the system works. Role requirements. There are no role requirements or restrictions. Player can freely change jobs or classes at their grand company's landing, which they can reach by returning or dying or at the start of a fight. Certain actions have been restricted. Now, the rules are players can increase their team's tactical rating by defeating players. That is the sole purpose of this mode. It is a death match, ladies and gentlemen. So you go around, you kill people. The first team to accumulate the required number of tactical points will be declared the winner, and remaining teams ranked according to their respective tactical ratings. So there are teleporters that were added, so you can cross super high distances on this map in a very short amount of time. I wish they kind of just reduced the size, like where we're able to go, but I guess this is a good way around it as well. Now, there's no limit breaks in I say that. There's no limit break in Borderland Ruin Slaughter. Instead, the limit break bar is replaced with the adrenaline bar, which is a personal limit break. People want this in the regular game, so we'll throw it in the PvP. The adrenaline bar is a personal limit break that you can access, and it's only one bar, and it's a big part of how you get kills in this place. So, tanks temporarily reduce all damage taken by party members by 50%. Raw Destruction is a melee DPS adrenaline ability. Co-Meteor is a ranged magic DPS. It's basically, it's all the same stuff. You know, you guys have seen all the limit breaks before. Basically, they were given different names, put on an adrenaline bar, and here they are in Borderland Ruin Slaughter. So, adrenaline bar has a lot of rules behind it. For example, if your team is in first place, the bar has no bonus to how quickly it fills. However, if you're second or third, your bars will fill faster, so you can get more adrenaline, so it'll help you get back into the game a little bit more. Now, also, if you get a lot of consecutive kills in a row, you get a buff. Damage dealt increased by 20%, damage dealt increased by 40% if you get 4 or 8 kills consecutively without dying. If you log off, change classes, or are defeated, it resets the counter, but that's pretty cool. See, it gives you the buff Battle High. 4 KOs, Battle High. And also, whenever you have Battle High or Battle Fever, it'll change your name to look like this. That's a friendly name, but if I was on the enemy team, I would probably never notice this. Maybe. Who knows? So, furthermore, players from opposing teams experiencing Battle High or Battle Fever will appear on the map and mini-map when nearby. So you know, you have to be afraid of that guy or you gotta kill him right away. Take care of him. There are going to be monsters that appear on the field periodically. Defeating them will actually give you stat boosts. For example, if you kill the party that defeats this monster gives you a haste status, reduces weapon skill and spell recast, as well as auto attack delay. Very important that haste actually reduces auto attack delay. Rework skill speed. Anyway. HP and MP boost increases maximum HP and MP. Now, increased damage is the team that deals the most damage to that target. If I'd imagine, that's like the Allegan node that we have in the middle right now. Whichever team, entire team that kills it gets a 10% damage buff. Additionally, tactical points will be awarded upon defeating those enemies. So it's very rewarding to kill those PvE enemies while we're PvPing. Retaliation, that's just if you die, it's letting you know you're not out of the fight. Just your respawn timer will get longer. You can use mounts on front lines. However, there's a restriction later where you're not allowed to use two-person mounts on front lines anymore. Makes me sad. Rewards, you'll get PvP EXP, Wolf Marks, Allegan Tomestones of Soldiery, Allegan Tomestones of It says Allegan Tomestones of Philosophy, guys. We're going back. We're going back to the Philosophy Tomestones. It's a typo. They mean Soldiery and Poetics. Don't worry. So, just in case you wanted to get any of those things PvP gear, it should be a fun, quick way to get some experience and help level you up faster. With the addition of Borderland Ruins Slaughter, they're changing the name of Borderland Ruins to Borderland Ruins Secure. So if you were playing the old Frontlines, it's actually called Borderland Ruins Secure now. To reduce wait times, the Duty Finder will no longer match together players in a group of 48, which is weird that they just cut out 48 for 24 and 72. I guess because it was kind of in between. I don't know. When attacking monsters, weapon skills with directional requirements will just work from any direction. That's only on monsters, not on other players. 2 passenger seat mounts can no longer be used. You can't parry or block limit break actions. That explains a lot of things. Drop rates for following extreme primal mounts have been increased. All of the mounts, except for the... Hey, where's my Nightmare Whistle? I already have Nightmare. What do I care? Now, okay, big one. Changes to the Relic quest line. The rate at which soul-glazed relic weapons achieve soul attunement has been increased. We don't know by how much. We don't know if it's been doubled. We don't know if it's just going to be... We don't know. But the Novus step to making it a Nexus, Novus to Nexus, was made easier. Additionally, the drop rate for Alexandrite has been increased from Fates. We don't know by how much again, but maybe it'll be the new Atma drop rate, so it'll at least be reasonable. Those are changes. Those are welcome. Thank you. The nameplates for Kalia and Hydra have been adjusted. The battle behavior for Kalia during the Arcanist quest, the battle behavior for Karasu during the Ninja quest has been adjusted to improve visibility for colorblind players. The targeting indicator for Shiva's Icicle's impact attack has been adjusted. Thank you. I can't see that attack at all. I could still dodge it, but it's annoying. So then, that's pretty much it for the big things. New items and new recipes have been added, but they're not going to tell us what they are before the patch actually comes out. There's been adjustments to NPCs, the master recipe books. New recipes have been added to the master recipe books. NPC talent has been adjusted. New items have been added, including gear for crafters and gatherers. Remember those Lucis weapons. Categories displayed. Following items have been added to the Calamity Salvager, just like the fake mustache. The most recent items, basically, that we were able to get. Level cap for desynthesis has been increased, so now you can go from rank 100 to 110, and the cumulative max is all the way up to 350. This is probably because we're going to be able to start breaking down items that are item level 100 or maybe even item level 110 in this patch. I don't know if it says that for sure here, but let's find out. Skill levels will no longer decrease if your combined skill level is not at maximum. That is a big change. So basically, if you want a level 1 desynthesis, but you're afraid of losing levels in the other, you no longer have to worry about that unless you reach the maximum level available. You were able to do that before, but the system for doing it was really annoying. You had to do 4 desynthesis for one and then 1 for the one you didn't want it to decrease, basically. Residential districts in the 3 city-states have been adjusted. New items have been made available. Expansion of duties. Level 1 ethereal wheel stand, a dodo's nest, and scattered documents. Interesting. That's staying in the video. Something fell in my closet, guys, and that is a bug out because we've just been sitting here. All right, well, if I'm dead by the end of this video, you guys know it was the demons. The icons for certain items have been adjusted. The seasonal miscellaneous and minions category has been added to the market board. New gathering nodes have been added. Unspoiled mineral deposit and unspoiled lush vegetation patch. Those are probably 3-star if I had to guess, so work for those. Yeah. Black limestone virgin basilisk egg, interesting. Rosemary unaspected crystal, very interesting. And gigant clam. Players can now obtain high quality antiple rocks and redolent logs. That's great. That's a great sign of what's to come. Players will now be invulnerable to area attacks while gathering if they have not gained aggro from enemies, which means no more killing people by aggroing something and running its AoE onto the group, as long as they are already gathering. That is a good change that I welcome. Now, here's the achievement section I've been talking about before. Out of the dark, complete the quest, question mark, I'll be there for you, complete the quest, question mark, Obtain the Kieran mount. This is why I think the Kieran mount is the one for the 6 primal mounts. I don't know why, I just have a feeling that it is. Miss the cut, defeat Odin, enough expositor banner, defeat question mark, at question mark, secret Asian man. That may have ruined part of the question mark trial that we were given. So, we might be able to guess what that is now. Let the sunshine in, world of darkness. Discover every location in the world of darkness. These are all discovery. Kill a bunch of enemies in front lines is new one added. Here it is. Obtain disciple of hand Lucis tool. Obtain a disciple of hand Lucis land Lucis tool. That's what I mean. There were new tools added. I'm pretty sure those are the ones above the supers. The most gentlemanly pose has been added. Very happy to see that Hildebrand's most gentlemanly pose has been added. Attempting to purchase items consumed upon use that you will already possess, such as chocobo barding or master recipe books, will now display a message prompt. And then just a bunch of little things. New ranks for retainer ventures have been added. Can now save the retainer's appearance. Players can now access basic subcommands by positioning or right-clicking a Windows title using a mouse. Pet hotbar will automatically be assigned to hotbar 1 when interacting with objects or mounts that make use of pet hotbar. I love you so much. I hate having to click over or... Oh, thank goodness. So basically, if you were to like mount a cannon in Stone Vigil hard mode for the second boss, instead of you having to like click it or bind it to something, it's now just your first hotbar instead, which is just such a big change to come so late in the game. Oh well, at least it'll be there for the future. Melee and range classes and jobs will now be separated when sorting your party members list. That's interesting. Or the results screen at the end of a Wolves Den or Frontlines. Up to 3 notifications can now be displayed at once. Signs will now be displayed on the enmity list. I like that. That's a nice little change. Thank you. That's a nice little change. Shared UI elements and private ones will be more easily distinguishable. To more easily discern when quick synthesis has been canceled, the quit button will now be grayed out when it is selected. The name of the die used on an item will now be listed in its help window. I like that. That's another little change that I like. I like a lot of these little changes they're making. The following subcategories have been added under PvP in the Party Finder interface. Borderland Ruins Secure, Borderland Ruins Slaughter, at level 50, item level 80 sync. Ugh. Players can now restore individual UI elements to their default positions via the HUD layout interface. Sorry, wasn't happy about that. Following system menu category has been adjusted. The confirmation prompt that appears when using a return from travel menu has been adjusted. Confirmation prompt will no longer appear in areas where return cannot be used. When left open, the timer will now actively count down until recast is possible. The yes button will now be grayed out. The recast has not been reset. That's a nice little change. Players Alliance will now be displayed in the Alliance chat. I like that. It's a little bit more clutter, but I like it. It's easy to tell at least. Final Fantasy XIV, they are super original with this picture, apparently. Party Finder menu can now be opened by selecting the recruitment notifications in the log window. If you're somebody who hasn't turned that off, you can now make use of it, because that thing annoys the crap out of me. And then there's just a bunch of little changes here. The follow command, mouse settings for the PlayStation 4 have been added. Refresh rates have been updated for the Windows version in Windows mode. There's been some changes here with macros and gamepad settings, display settings. These are all little tiny things, not going to go into too much. Expanded mouse functionality has been implemented, allowing cursor tracking and size selection. I actually like that because the cursor is pretty big in the game right now. Following text commands, additional action? Interesting. How does that work? Toggle on and off when no subcommand. Select the specified action as an additional action for your current class. Oh, okay. It's just to add things to your to change cross-class abilities. Slash Hildebrand. Flex like a gentleman. Or slash Hildy. I like it. We now have the random roll function as well. The following placeholder has been added. Recast action name displays time remaining until the specified action can be used again. Can you just add that to the Micon? If you have a bunch of macros and you've been wishing for recast times this entire time, I spilled my coffee. I was so excited about that one. Recast action name display time remaining until the specified action can be used again. Thank you. It's so annoying not being able to hover over it and see that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to have to go through all the macros now to fix that, but still, thank you. Following expressions have been added to the auto-translate. Oh, I can't wait to play Borderlands Ruins Slaughter. Navigate controller, motion controller, and that's it. That's all we have. There's going to be final patch notes with the actual items and recipes. That'll probably come out like while the servers are down on Monday, going into Tuesday. Overall, I was really happy with this patch notes. We're getting a lot of new fights, a lot of fun fights. I'm glad we're getting a new main scenario trial. We got Gilgamesh, we got Odin Extreme. Big thing to notice, there's nothing about Savage Final Coil in here, so those of you who are looking forward to that, seems like it's at least not going to make it in 2.5. Maybe they'll do it sometime in the future, who the heck knows, what they have planned. Whatever, doesn't bother me all that much, just means that now I have to level and gear every other job in the game until Heaven's Word comes out. Overall, I hope you guys enjoyed these patch notes. A lot of little changes, a lot of big quality of life things, some big changes all together, some new progression for crafters, which I'm sure they're not exactly looking forward to. And of course, the new Borderlands Ruins Slaughter, which I'm going to be playing a lot. I was really hoping they would add the item level synced Wolves Den into that duty roulette. I hope they make more use out of it in the future, just because it is like the most underutilized feature in the entire game, other than the sightseeing log. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video. Be sure to like, favorite, subscribe, and share. Let me know what your favorite part about the patch notes was in the comment section of the video below, and I will see you guys in the next video. So, until then, guys, take care.